What's up, you guys? My name is Christina Kinney. Life before the forum was confusing. My spirit was heavy. I had a lot of transformation happen in my life. It felt like a shedding season. I had lost my job, I lost my apartment, and I had lived in this narrative that things couldn't be better. And so I had gotten to like a very deep depression and anxiousness, just trying to claw myself out, and wasn't doing it successfully, if that's the way I want to phrase it. So I was introduced to the forum by Tammi and Cindy Howell, auntie and grandma. And it was one of those distinctive moments where I was kind of at my wit's end, and I couldn't think of any other ways of how to like get better, right? Or to be free. And that's what I was really looking for, was freedom. And so they introduced me to the forum, and I had been dragging my feet for signing up for a while, finally did it. And going through the forum, you know, it's a little daunting. It's 3, 4, 5 days. 3 of the days are 12 hours, and my most distinctive moment was on day 3. I had stuck with it. Day 2, I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna make it to the day 3. But I had a great support system in Miss Cindy and Miss Tammi. And day 3, when we were talking about rackets and narratives and the things we tell ourselves, and it was kind of revealed that you don't have to own any of those things when, you know, you tell yourself that, but the way they broke it down was like, I don't have to own the strong Black woman trope. I don't have to own the trauma that has happened to me in my past. I don't have to do any of those things. Like, my life is literally what I make it, and the freedom to just be. And I think that was my distinctive marker for the forum, is to just be. I'm just Christina. Nothing more, nothing less, and there's a lot of freedom in that. And so that was my distinctive moment in the forum, when I offered myself up to Larry. Larry was picking on me all weekend. Love him too, love him down. But Larry was picking on me all weekend, and he had asked me to walk through an exercise. And when we got to the end of the exercise, I was like, wow, I don't have to be any of those things. And I cried, because it felt like the chains that I had weighed myself down in my mind had completely dissolved. And as somebody who's an overthinker, who's constantly like running scenarios through their mind and all this other stuff, it was the quietest, and to this day, the quietest my spirit has ever been. I've never been so much more at peace since that distinctive moment of owning, like, all I have to be is me, and that's it. Life is great. The beautiful thing about the forum is that they always say, like, the moment you submit to it, you're in it. Like, the forum starts the moment you say yes to yourself and sign up. And so it's not just what you learn, but it's how you practice. And after the forum, I also did the advanced course, and like literally, like immediately signed up right after. And and life took a drastic downhill turn. Like, more things were released from me. And I think what happened when I lost my apartment and when I lost my job, I had a narrative of loss. Like, oh, these things are lost, and I don't know why this was taken from me, why this happened to me. Life for me now is less about why did a thing, and more so what is happening for me. Right? I'm not looking at people from a perspective of, well, they did this to me. I'm like, no, they exist and where they exist, and I can exist in that or I cannot, right? Navigating relationships are so much easier. I used to do this thing where I did want to ruffle feathers, so I would hold my tongue and not communicate. But I've learned how to communicate with folks in like hard times, especially as a CEO, where you're going to be in rooms where people don't always agree with you, right? I've learned to be able to be in a space of love and not let things or people adjust or change how I exist in the world. Instead of trying to conform and mold myself to any and everybody, I have learned to stand in my own. And in tough situations and great situations, I've exercised a level of gratitude that I've never had before. because the thing doesn't really hold weight for me anymore. Like the job, like getting my brand new job was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got my brand new job, but it was more like gratitude that I am deserving of that, right? I'm worthy. Even the concept of deserving and worthy came up for me, where people look at life as, oh, I did all these things, so I deserve to have something. I'm like, no, I'm Christina. So I'm worthy of everything that comes into my life. I'm worthy of everything being removed from my life. I have no ties to anything. I'm just gratitude in that life affords me being worthy of any and everything. So I'm not looking at relationships from a perspective of like tit for tat. I'm not looking at opportunities of like, well, I went through all this, so therefore I have. It's like, no, I'm Christina. And because I'm Christina, that's just how the cookie crumbles, right? My relationship with my family has been amazing. My father and I couldn't talk to each other for 5 minutes without arguing, because we were always looking for the hurt. We were looking for the backhand, where we couldn't be open and vulnerable with each other, because I had pain from how he treated me and he had pain for how I treated him, and we couldn't look at each other's humanity because we were constantly looking for the backhand, so to speak. And so now I can talk to my dad hours on end, and there's no like weight on me about anything anymore. So I am super, like when I say super grateful for Life After the Forum, and you'll hear about the advanced course too, but Life After the Advanced course, it has really reshaped my ability to just be, to live, to exist. And so I am very much, as Miss Cindy says, go get your life. My season post-form has go get your life. My life is not predicated on anybody or anything. If I say there's a thing that I want, I understand that there's a submission to the process of getting to what I want. But that process isn't a hindrance in my life. It's an elevation of who I can become. And so I welcome everything in my life right now. And I'm the freest I've ever been, and I continue to be this way. And I want that for everybody. Go get your freedom. Like, get your freedom so you can live your life. Live your life the way that you've always imagined and dreamed. It doesn't have to just exist in your head. It could be in your every single day. I live my dream every single day. The community I want, I have. The opportunities I've prayed for, I've gotten. Like, I live in such a freedom of life is going to afford me everything, and I don't think about the future, I don't think about the past. I acknowledge both, but I exist in my everyday, today, right now. Like, when this video is over, something could happen to me. You know what? As long as I poured everything into what I've learned into you guys to encourage you to do the forum, then I've served and done what I'm supposed to do, because what matters is right now. So go get your life, in the words of Miss Cindy, and I really, really hope that this video encourages you to sign up for the forum. Get free. We all deserve that. We're all worthy of that.